The Holiday of Hanukkah celebrates the miracle of a single day's worth of oil burning for 8 days after the destruction and subsequent recovery of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. A comparatively minor holiday in religious terms, its popularity has risen and its celebration changed throughout the 20th century to involve gift-giving, mostly as a result of proximity to Christmas. 1 candle per night plus a shamus, or pilot candle, fill the menorah from right to left and are lit using the shamus from left to right. The blessings for Hanukkah are recited in Hebrew, which isn't as difficult to read as you might think. It's very similar to English in that each character or letter corresponds to a sound rather than a whole word or idea. The Hebrew alphabet consists of 22 letters, 5 of which have different forms when used at the end of a word, plus 5 vowels which appear as symbols below the characters after which they're sounded. Similar to Latin, Biblical Hebrew is quite a bit different from modern conversational Hebrew, which phonetically is more closely related to modern French. Since the first night of Hanukkah this year coincided with my family's annual Christmas party, I decided to introduce the Catholic half of my mixed-faith family tree to the menorah lighting and blessing over the lights. What really struck me was hearing nearly everyone, unprompted, read along with the English prayer translations. Whether you do so in a temple, church, mosque, or elsewhere, the words we speak in prayer are remarkably similar, so maybe stop and think about what they mean. The holidays are about family, so be with yours, whoever and wherever they are.
All right, so Adam pointed out I'm wearing this little, you might call it a beanie. It's actually a yarmulke, traditional Jewish head covering. Even my Red Sox cap would have been appropriate. The whole idea is that you're just wearing a head covering. So tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, and for every night we light an additional candle. So the first night we start filling on the right-hand side, and we light from the left to the right. So the first night we've got 1 candle here, and the next night we're going to have a second candle and the first candle, and then a third, second, first, and so on until on the 8th night the whole thing will be filled. And we also always have, this is the shamus, it's kind of a pilot light. We light this candle first with the match or with the lighter, and then we use that candle to light the remaining candles on the menorah. And there are a certain number of blessings that go along with this. There's 1 blessing over the candles. There's a second blessing, which is kind of remembering the miracle of the day. And there's a third blessing, which we'll do tonight. It's tonight only because it's for the first night. It's the Shehecheyanu, and that is actually a multi-purpose Jewish prayer that's not just for Hanukkah, but it's for the first night of Hanukkah as well as some other things. So pretty simple. We're going to just light the first candle. And then we take this, Traditionally, cheap supermarket Hanukkah candles are hard to light. Little known fact.
But they're plentiful.
Yes, and inexpensive. Just kind of help it stick in there. And we'll hope everything stays lit. For those of you that have a copy of the prayer, I've put the transliteration in there too, so you don't need to know how to read Hebrew. But Hebrew is really not very different from English. It's a bunch of letters that make sounds, and the sounds go together to make words. It's not like other languages where the letter is a picture that means a specific thing. So the words work a lot like ours. Grammar works a lot like it does in English. So for the first blessing over the candles, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Blessed is the Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has sanctified us with his mitzvot and commands us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Mitzvot is good deeds. The second blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher sa'asinim la'avotenu bayim hayim bazman hazeh. Blessed is the Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in days of old at this season. And the third blessing, Shehecheyanu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed is the Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Amen. And you might think we blow out the candles now, but we don't. They just burn until they're done, and that's it.
They burn all the way
Why
down.
are there 8 candles?
Why are there 8 candles? So, Hanukkah's not really a very important holiday. It just happens to be in December, and because there's other holidays that happen in December that some people think are really important. So it's grown in importance. The gift giving on all the 8 nights is kind of a new 20th century invention. But really, it's about families coming together and bringing people together, and it has its roots in a lot of the same togetherness and family mentality that we have at Christmas time. So, and I heard a lot of you reading along with the English prayer. It's very similar to things I'm sure you've read at church before.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're really all the same. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. This is awesome. So cool. Thank you for doing that. I love it.
Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you're not already, then I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel for more videos all the time. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.